I had a bit of an early start on this one and I forgot to film the beginning, but I'm assuming that most people that were watching this channel know how to use a saw. So the simple point was cutting a beam, a few beams of wood. This is 2 meters beam into smaller pieces. The tall ones, vertical, are 60 centimeters and the horizontal ones are 30, so half of it. What I did was a small skeleton with, as you can see, 4 60 centimeters beams on this side, 2 on this side, and then the smaller ones to reinforce the body. You can see under the smaller ones. Then I took insulating material like this one that is normally used for floor insulation. So this keeps the heat out in and the cold out. As we're talking about making a small multiple bedroom house for cats, this will come very handy. I also have some more of it here, as I'm going to use quite a lot. The next part will be putting the rest of the beams around so that the entire structure is reinforced. As you can see, the legs and some of the upper parts are not held together. If they're not, whichever cat, kitten that goes on it will make it collapse. It's really not stable, so you need to place all the other beams, and you'll see in the next video, in the next part of the video. So as the cover is made of aluminium, which is metal, I decided to use metal glue paint to cover it. This should give a nice clean look to the entire structure, and I suggest you do the floor before you start placing the rest of the walls. This will avoid you having places where you can't reach, you can't paint, or they won't dry properly, or any other random mistakes that can happen just because you were impatient. And here's the final result for the floor. Let it dry for a few hours and then back into the building. So you're gonna have to cut the next panel according to the measurements of your square here. So I measured this side and this side. It's the same as this. And I've cut the entire length of what the measurement of those sides were. Then place it exactly in the middle and lift up the structure. Place it under. This will be the floor and the 2 walls on the sides. So one of the little room has been made. It's very simple. Just twist around the insulation material until you get 2 U-shaped walls, and then just screw them in the pieces of wood as shown here. It doesn't look as pretty right now because it hasn't been painted yet, but everything will be covered in paint, and then decorations can be added. Made a little bridge here, just made a couple of holes and tied them with some string. So in general, very simple, but this will keep the kittens hot for the entire winter, and it should be kitten proof. You shouldn't be able to just scratch through it or destroy it. On to the next part. Still missing 2 rooms here. So once you've finished wrapping up the boxes, you give it a heavy coating of metal paint and maybe stuck little windows on it if you want to see the kittens inside. It generally should look like this. So this step was very simple. I just took some very thin wood, but you can take thicker, it doesn't matter, and cut it into the right sizes to cover the bigger sides of the house. Now I'm gonna paint it with some wood protection, otherwise this will be eaten within a day. And then we'll put the roof and the house is done. And this is the final result. Just need to wait for the kittens to get in.